Mike Lunny, favorite Christmas tradition in the Lunny household,
Oh my gosh.
or is there new ones?
Well, things change over time as
What?
especially as I guess our best Christmas tradition is we do most of our celebration on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So that's when we do all the presents and all the big dining and eating and all that kind of stuff. And then usually, kind of a little church service thrown in there to kind of get our minds kind of straight.
Sure.
And Christmas Day is a lot more relaxed in the Lenny house. I
You
mean,
know what?
and then my daughter-in-law, they do all their stuff Christmas Day, so it kinda worked out perfect, you know what I mean? So there's not a lot of, "Hey, well, when you spend Christmas Eve, you know what I mean? And I've always been real upfront with my son about that 'cause, I can know that can be a conflict. So you do whatever you need to do on your wife's side of the family, and it's just me over here. Her side of the family is like 4,000 people, so it's like,
Right.
figure that out, and then, I'm happy with what even if we do it on the 22nd of December. That's
Right.
fine.
And I've kind of developed into that personality as well.
Yeah.
The 25th is not a deal breaker for me. It's whenever we're all together and we can
Yeah.
make those things happen.
You mentioned
I
traditions. Growing up in Germany, there's a tradition that on Christmas Eve you set out like a boot outside your door, and then Saint Nick, that's where he put instead of the stocking, that's where he put the stuff. So you'd look outside in the hallway, because we lived in Bay Tower.
sorry.
There'd be a boot in front of every door for every kid to have like a name tag on it or whatever. And the other one was I find this kind of interesting in a weird Michael Lenny sort of way. But you know how most Christmas lights are white now, where when we were growing up, everything was green and real
Multicolored. Yeah.
multicolored. The first time I ever saw all white Christmas lights was I thought that's how everyone did it because that's what I grew up with in Europe. That was
Oh,
the
okay.
American thing. And they would do a processional with candles on Christmas Eve at the Catholic Church all the way through town, and we would join them. We'd hold the candle and go all the way down to the cathedral. And as a kid, I look back on that, a kid, we just thought that's what we were doing. Now I look back on, I realize what a cool moment that was to be in Moorbach, West Germany, and go to the cathedral with all our Catholic brethren, and experience mass.
It's crazy. It's almost like a real life silent night kind of scenario.
Oh yeah, there was not a word spoken. I mean, literally, you just walked, you could hear just feet on the cottage.
Crunch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you heard the whole time. So that was a really cool tradition for those years growing up,
So did you deal with Krampus?
Yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. They threatened you with Krampus because if you were hey, Valley Krampus came and beat the crap out of you,
Krampus knocked.
he'd whip on you, man. They were serious. Those Germans are serious people.
So many of our friends are not only teachers, but I think during the Christmas time of year, a lot of them play. I mean, they gig, and
Oh, yeah.
there's so many different cantatas or different churches that hire musicians to cover that morning or just the different symphonies and community theaters, that kind of stuff. Were
Oh,
you
yeah.
ever much of a player?
Yeah, really busy just playing as an individual for different churches and so forth. Not really symphonies, but just for churches and what they needed. Sometimes I'd play trombone, sometimes I play euphonium, sometimes I'd play trumpet, just whatever they needed. It was kind of fun to do. And then, of course, as a public school teacher, oh my gosh, I mean, football season is so easy compared to December. But then if you have a really good coach like I did, then you have football season and December. Our state championship game was after the finals were done. School school was out. We'd have a state championship game on a Saturday and school let out on Thursday for the semester.
Wow.
And so it was all at the same time, Christmas concerts, jazz band concerts. Those ladies and men out there know what I'm talking about. It's the most tiring part of the year, but it's exciting because the kids are excited and there's not a lot of pressure.
Right.
It's just kind of fun, but there's a lot of it.
Well, my friend, we both have the joy of grandkids now,
Oh yeah,
which is Christmas in a different light for me. It's so much fun to watch.
it is.
And you were mentioning different. We've always been a Christmas Day family.
Okay.
We one present on Christmas Eve, just kind of prime the pump for the kids, I guess. But then everything else happened. And it's I think Christmas Eve appeals to me because Christmas Day is so tiring. If you start early, like, I'm the oldest of 5 kids. At 5 o'clock, we were up and at 'em.
Yeah.
And
even at this stage of my life, since the grandkids and my son's really smart on this, my daughter-in-law, they want Santa to come to their house.
Yep.
So it's important to them for Christmas morning that it's their family, not the extended family. It's their family.
Right.
And I think that's awesome because this is really bizarre. But, for my son growing up, did you know he was never at our house with us on Christmas morning?
Wow.
Or Christmas Eve. We were always at a grandparent's house.
I was at
Either on my wife's side or my side of the family. And so he mentioned that one day. He said he just thought that was odd. And I thought, yeah, that is kind of odd that, and he would come back and there'd always be something left by Santa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, well, Santa died and you weren't here, so I left this for you and it'd be under the tree. We'd sneak it under the tree before we pulled out of the driveway with him.
Well, I have to tell you, they have the list of stressful things in life. I'm telling you, one of those stressful things is getting all of the necessary Santa to wherever you're going.
Yeah.
That was just, especially you're all in the same car.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of UPS ahead of time. Anyway.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? I guess one of my own little traditions, I suppose, is I need to make one for you. Do you like cheesecake?
Mm-hmm.
I make cheesecake from scratch. I mean, even the crust.
How am I just now learning this?
I don't know. Maybe because I'm afraid that I'll have to make one extra this year. I'll bring it up at the store and put it in the fridge. If the guys don't steal it,
don't do that. I'll never see it.
But I mean, it's that's a tradition because I'll make one for Christmas Eve, and then I'll always make one extra to give to Austin and Brenna, my son and daughter-in-law, and they take it with them. And my son's brother-in-law, they just call him Pete because his first name's Austin, because his last name's Petrie. And so they just call him Pete. So I always make one for Pete because Pete loves the cheesecake. And so he's waiting for Michael Lenny's cheesecake to come. So I make about 5 or 6 of those. And
that's awesome, right? I didn't know that.
So that's one of my little things. I like to, for our Christmas Eve tradition, for those that are in the know, the Perini's tenderloins.
Oh.
I get one of those every year, and it doesn't take any prep, so we love it for Christmas Eve. You just let it thaw out, and you just slice it up. And then I like to smoke some ribs, some barbecue ribs. So it's not your traditional ham and turkey and that kind of thing, but it's our own thing. Tamales. You know what I mean? Every family, they're cool traditions. And I love that.
And I will tell you that my family, and part of this, I need to say this carefully just because I was on staff at a church for so long that Christmas was actually really busy, but we have gotten away from, in our household, we don't do turkey on Thanksgiving anymore. We don't do the huge traditional Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
We've picked out the foods that we like, that we make well, that we can relax and enjoy. And I'm a steak lover, so a lot of times we do some really nice splurge on a really good cut of meat.
Oh yeah.
And enjoy that. But whatever the tradition is, my friend, and for those that are paying attention to us, we just want you to know that we have the warmest holiday wishes for you, that we hope that Christmas is a wonderful time. I really think that family is one of the biggest parts of it for me. My kids have all moved away.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be traveling here and there to see grandkids, and there's going to be some travel involved, but it's such a grounding experience for me to get away from Ask Mike, to get away from the music store and go. And I think it's because we actually travel somewhere else.
Yeah.
To focus on family.
Yeah. And I'll throw this in for all my brethren out there that are band directors, choir directors, orchestra directors. For me personally, it was the only time of the year I could actually completely relax. Because summer,
I can see that.
You're built up trying to get ready for the fall, especially if you have to deal with marching band. But it was like everything just stopped. And no one called and no one bugged you about anything. And you just
real breath.
Boy, about 2 weeks, and that was a real good recharge. And you mentioned Thanksgiving, like this year for Thanksgiving, I just took my grandsons and their mom and dad to the Kansas City Chiefs Dallas game and stayed at the Gaylord Texan and did the whole elf ice exhibit and did a carriage ride to see things. And we didn't even have a Thanksgiving dinner at all. I mean, I had chicken nuggets at the stadium. So that was kind of nice. It was kind of nice, So
But it also
be what
you focus on what you were really thankful for.
Oh yeah,
So-
yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
All right, man. You know me. I am unapologetically Jesus, the reason for the season. Merry Christmas. Say it all loud all
Amen.
day long.
Amen.
But Merry Christmas to you and to all of the people that grace us with their presence on this. What did you call this the other day? It just made me laugh. This experiment we've got going on. You used some adjective that just cracked me up. Bizarre experiment, I think.
Yeah, this was our scientific experiment, this social experiment we're dealing with here. Years from now, an archaeologist is going to study this and go, "What were they doing?
Who are that?
What was the point of that?"
But ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, that's right. And Merry
And
Christmas to you, my friend.
We've said this around each other a lot, but I love you. I appreciate you
Love you too, man.
and what you're doing.
We need to say that more often, enough where it sounds really weird and awkward.
Love you.
Tell your friends you love them.
I love you. Okay, I'll quit.
Merry Christmas. Said that really good. Let's stop with Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. It's getting weird. All right, we'll see you later, man.